Welcome back, guys. Here we are today with a new Jagged Alliance video. It's been a while since I did the last Jagged Alliance mod video, but today we are taking a look at an absolutely huge and very interesting mod called Diceman Unpredictable Battle Mod. So this mod introduces a lot of random mechanisms into the game. It can be anything from the enemy getting reinforcements, you getting reinforcements, everybody getting airdrops, artillery, and a lot of other special stuff. If we go into the mod options, there's a lot of different options we can put, and every option is very nicely explained in the little box. Of course, there's enemy ambush mode, there's dynamic stats. Basically, that means that the enemy you fight will get stronger and get more diverse stats. There is the ability for the enemies to get dynamic perks. Of course, they can get a lot of different equipment as well. And I have noticed that the equipment from tons of guns are actually used by the NPCs as well. Of course, they can get enhancements during battle. I'll show that in just a second. And the enhancement they get will be tied to the role they have. Now, if you fight all of the enemies and you kill all but one, now the last one will get a really big buff called Rambo or Last Man Standing. And it will be either attack and defense, as you can see, minus attack plus defense, plus attack minus defense, and so on. Of course, you can enable enemy and allied reinforcements. I'll show you the enemy reinforcements in a bit. I haven't got any reinforcements myself as of yet. There's also the lucky buff that will boost your combat power for one of your mercenaries every turn. There's a mirror squad. This is the squad hunting you, and that squad will have the same abilities that you have and the same mercenaries that you have, and you can get more or less loot. And of course, there's a multiplier of ambushed enemies when you get into a new map. All the maps I've tried so far will add 2 to 5 enemies. And of course, there's the artillery support. In some turns, you will get a glow stick, and you can throw that, and the turn after that, artillery will hit where you put the glow stick, more or less. So that's so much for the options. Of course, I should also add that the enemies will have a weapon and armor fitting for meeting you. So basically, that means they will get a bit harder. As you can see right now, I'm in H7, the first mine you can get. We take a look at one of the enemies. We can see that basically he has a G3A3, and if we look at his stats, you can see that he actually have a lot better stats. He has a very good marksmanship, very high mechanical aptitude. He's very good medic, and he also have the flanker. So if he flanks you, he'll deal more damage. Now, as you can see in the beginning of this battle, I got the lucky 7-7 on Livewire. We killed everything except this last guy. And as you can see now, he's got the I am Rambo ability, because he's the last man standing. So now he's actually really tough, and you really need to be careful about him not killing everyone. So, but let's give him a turn and see what he does. And now all of a sudden he's got a minigun. And now he's got the mobile buff. He's now super mobile. And he's still running around with his huge
ready
minigun.
to do stuff.
And now all of a sudden they just got reinforcements. A veteran raid leader. And he's even got the lucky 777 buff. So this guy will be very tough, and the first thing he did, of course, was throw a Molotov cocktail on me. So now I'm really hard-pressed to try to kill this guy. Now, another thing that can happen is what just happened here. Barry is now a dedicated artillery spotter, and he just got a glow stick. So he can throw the glow stick and call in artillery fire on the enemy. Now, depending on the spotter, in this case Barry's explosive and leadership skills, the artillery mode will be more or less accurate. So, but let's throw it over here and see what happens. There comes the artillery, and did hit. That's really nice. So, yeah. Artillery is really nice. Of course, you can hit yourself. Now, once you do kill the last enemy, you do have the chance of getting some very nice loot. And the loot veteran raid leader that just spawned in, well, he has a weapon shipment. So basically, yeah, there's a lot of random stuff going on in combat. Of course, as you saw, there's the artillery strike, there's the airdrops, there's a lot of reinforcements. Also, one possibility that we haven't seen is that the enemies can actually change sides. So you might, in some cases, be able to actually control one of the enemies until the end of battle. Now, if you do choose to put the global dynamic combat power on hard, this game will be very, very hard. There will be a lot of reinforcements, very strong enemies, and yeah, they will kill you probably a lot. Of course, there's also the mirror squad chasing you around the map. Now, you cannot see where they are, and I haven't met them yet, but I'm actually looking forward to fighting myself, so to speak. Now, you should also be aware that even though you put it in normal mode, some options will actually make the game harder if you have them on. For instance, the multiplier of ambushed enemies. Now, you might put that down to vanilla and it will be somewhat easier. Of course, if you put it up here, you will get a lot of enemies. Of course, there's also the enable enemy and alliance reinforcements. This can make the game very hard, as enemies will spawn in often on top of you, and some of those enemies can be extremely hard to kill. And of course, there's the ambush mode itself. Now, having it on will give you a few more enemies to kill in each battle, but if you do find the game a bit too hard, you can take off the enemy ambush mode and you'll have somewhat less enemies to kill. Now, as far as I know, this mod should work with most mods, and it definitely works with tons of guns, because the enemy will get the tons of guns. All in all, it's a very cool mod. I think you should try it out, because yeah, it adds a lot of fun to the game and a lot of surprises to the game. Sometimes you'll think, oh, I'm cool, and then all of a sudden you're not. And other times you'll get some really nice loot, and it's just fun to use the artillery and stuff. So this is absolutely huge work, a random encounter kind of thingy. I do like it a lot. Anyway, in any case, that's it for now. If you want to help me out, do subscribe or press the like button, and back around.